Well, we have some new news on the injury report for the Philadelphia Eagles, a little bit into the Julio Jones signing and what it means for this season, going over the Miami Dolphins, their injuries, and what it's going to take to beat them going into Sunday night, and how this win could really put the Eagles back on the map.
We better try. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yeah, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So a lot to talk about here regarding the Philadelphia Eagles with the matchup with the Miami Dolphins on Sunday night. Go over the Julio Jones signing still. I know we kind of been talking about it the last few days, but obviously some other news has kind of come up. And, first I want to say this, okay? When it comes to Julio Jones, and I feel like you have an upgrade here, especially if he will be the number 3, especially if he is going to start over Zacchaeus or what they think of him so far. I think you have. I don't think you've ever had a mismatch at wide receiver 3. I think this is going to be the first time where they'll actually have a mismatch. And yes, regarding if Julio Jones can stay healthy, I understand Quez Watkins. I know Hurts missed him on a couple wide open passes, one for a touchdown, one that was on a crucial third down during the Rams game. But, availability for Quez Watkins hasn't been his strong suit. And I feel like now, and I'm saying Quez has that burner speed and could stretch out the defense, can do some good things when he could play. But I think legit right now, not saying that Quez wasn't doing that for us, but I think legit right now with Julio Jones, you have a Hall of Fame veteran that's playing in the slot and is going to get, has reliable hands and will get the separation. And, Nick Sirianni likes his tape. I've watched some stuff on him from last year, and, it's just how much more juice does he have left? And seems like, this is an Alabama-minded, guy, played at Alabama and has, I think I think he's very humble. I think he has a very good connection with a lot of people on this team. Played with A.J. Brown, knew Devonta Smith a long time ago. So I think the connections are great. I think the chemistry will be good between him and Jalen Hurts, and he's known Hurts in the past as well with the Alabama ties. And, I think there's a lot going on here. But I think, as we kind of want Julio Jones and maybe to see if he's going to start over Oz, if that's where the plan is going into Sunday night and the rest of the season, I think part of this is going to a Devonta Smith injury. Devonta Smith was injured the other day, ended up on the injury report with a hamstring. Now, he did not practice. Now, I don't know if they're just resting him or if he's going to play on Sunday. Because if that's not the case, then maybe this Julio Jones thing was more of not a panic move, but I think they need to bring someone in immediately, kind of like what they did with Jordan Davis when he got injured last year and they brought in Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh. I think this is almost the same thing. If Devonta Smith is not playing, Devonta Smith has not missed a game as a Philadelphia Eagle as of yet. And you want to keep guys healthy throughout the year, and signing Julio Jones to be on the outside opposite of AJ Brown. Yeah, I mean, you're going to probably lose some of the speed that you would get. But obviously, Zacchaeus would obviously start at the wide receiver 3 spot, and this would help you out a little bit. The offense will definitely change just a little bit, and Julio Jones will be given more of an opportunity to really show out, which he hasn't played all year this year. So it's going to be really interesting. I hope Devonta Smith is okay. I hope they're just resting him for the week and he will be playing, because I think we really need him this week, and it's going to be kind of crazy. So that's really the news on the Julio signing from the start. And could they sign Julio Jones just because of Devonta Smith being hurt? That's probably the other question we're going to have, but we'll find out by Saturday if he will be active, and we're going to find out if he practices today. So we'll see or if he shows up to practice. We'll see. Secondly, Sidney Brown comes back to the secondary, which is good. I mean, the last thing I want to use is Terrell Edmunds, but we might be seeing Terrell Edmunds just because Reed Blankenship is dealing with the rib injury. Probably will not play Sunday. I think it's not a bad injury. I think he's only going to be out a week or two, but hopefully just this week. So we're still a little we've been looking for a safety through the trades and what's been going on with all the rumors and stuff, and Eagles haven't brought anybody in yet. So most likely, since it's late in the week, we will not have a new safety in the building, and we'll have to just use what we have right now with some of these guys. Sidney Brown coming back. He hasn't played in a few weeks. You know what I mean? So I can't expect too much from him. He's got to get used to playing in a game. And that's what happens when you get guys back off of injury. Just because they're back, it doesn't mean they're going to play at 100% to their ability. You miss some time. You got to get your body acclimated to the game and the speed of the game. And, that's just what it is sometimes. Safety's going to be a little crazy. I wish they would cross-train some other guys this week to give us some depth at safety or to give us a chance. Or maybe it is Justin Evans playing this week, which is good. I keep forgetting about Justin Evans. We're solid right now. I think we'll be all right, but we just have to really rely on that pass rush in this game with Jalen Carter coming back, Fletcher Cox here as well. So, we'll have our defensive line. I think our defensive line is playing at a high level right now, and we'll help these guys in the back end out a lot. Now, I don't know what's going on with Darius Slay. I know on his podcast a few days ago, he says, I have to take care of my body. I'll be back sooner than you think. Like, we really need Slay for this game. I mean, we really do. I'm not getting into another moment when, we have to put in Josh Jobe or whatnot. Slay has, I don't care how Desai plays these corners off the ball, which we will probably be definitely doing it again especially for this game, going into with Tyreek Hill in that offense, and Waddle as well. A lot of speed in that offense from Miami. We need the best out there as possible, okay? That doesn't even matter, to be honest, because they don't shadow Slay on anybody. They didn't do that this year. I thought early last year in 22, they did it last year, and I kind of feel like they just line them up on the same side the whole entire game. I don't think they care to shadow Slay on the best receiver on that team. And I think that's one of the main issues, as well as, so much off the ball coverage this year. But Slay I'm hoping he makes it. I mean, I don't know why I guess they're just keeping it up in the air for the Dolphins. They're just making them think they're going to start an undrafted free agent in Josh Jobe or somebody like that. I don't know. But we really need help badly. Josiah Scott will be starting at the nickel spot, which is a quick fix for this defense. Mario Goodrich was released, and I don't think Mario Goodrich hasn't really played well. We wanted Mario Goodrich over Josiah Scott this past offseason. So now it's all reversal now. Now Josiah Scott is back with the Eagles, and I understand a lot of people are pissed off about it. For me, he's not great, but he has a lot of starting experience. It's better than putting in a guy that barely has even played. Okay. Bradley Roby is out with the shoulder. He'll be out a couple weeks. He's week to week right now. We just signed him last week, and now he's hurt. Thank God, to the MetLife turf that we had to deal with all these injuries, which wasn't great. So a little switch on your secondary here. So, I'm really putting a lot of emphasis on this defensive line going into this game to get pressure on Tua, and, to kind of mess up some of his throws and pressure the crap out of him, get him on the ground, hit him a bunch of times, and, should be a dogfight. So getting Slay back is probably one of the most important things. The Miami Dolphins and their injuries, it's definitely something, to talk about here going into it. So far they have on the injury report as of right now, it looks like their left tackle Kendall Lam, who's been starting over injured Teron Armstead, is out, did not practice. Fullback Alec Ingold did not show up to Wednesday's practice. Cornerback Xavier Howard did not show up to practice as well. You have center Connor Williams and running back Chris Brooks, as Coach Mike McDaniel noted. So they're missing two running backs, two left tackles right now. Devin Akane, I think Devin's his first name. That speedster running back that they have that's been playing very well for them. He had an injury last week or a week or two ago, so Devin Akane will not be playing in this game. So really, they're down two running backs. They could be down their best starting cornerback. I don't even care because the Jets were down three cornerbacks and we did absolutely nothing. You know what I mean? It's tiring. It's tiring. Like, I don't even care what the injuries are. Like, they got to fight this game. They got to fight. Really, guys, going into this game in general, there's a lot to fight for here. It's first seed. It's keeping on top of yourself to get the first seed. A lot of Eagles fans are down right now because of what the Eagles have, did against the Jets, and they played subpar. They just looked like they had no fight in them. BrianJohnson seems like a big problem, and trust me, I'm still not happy about it. I've been thinking about it all week. Going into this game, there's a lot on the line here. There's no way the Eagles are going to roll over at Lincoln Financial Field and lose. Now, it might be a shootout. Who knows? Okay. The Eagles aren't rolling over for the Miami Dolphins at home. If they were playing in Miami, maybe I could say it's going to be a little tougher. But playing at home against Miami, they're not rolling over for this team. You're wearing Kelly Green uniforms. You're really putting in a lot for the old alumni that used to play for this team for a lot of years ago. And there's just a lot of emotion going into this. And I think the storyline of Tua and Jalen Hurts at Alabama, I think that's a big storyline going into this game as well. And I think that gives Hurts a lot more motivation and focus going into this, that he wants to show he's the better man. That plays on Sunday night. So I mean that's really it. I mean, there's just how the Phillies are in the playoffs right now. I mean, there's a lot on the outside that's really speaking big volumes to the going into this game. Should be a lot of motivation. I know the players have been literally keeping each other accountable, and Nick Sirianni has not even been involved in some of the meetings that the players have had. This has been literally the players only, and that's it. I haven't liked what BrianJohnson has said at his press conferences this week. I think it's just very egotistical. I just feel like I don't know why the guy just can't humble himself, and I hate guys that can't humble themselves sometimes. I know this team could play better. I know Hurts will never have a game like that ever again. And BrianJohnson set up his offense for disaster. Getting certain receivers and tight ends the ball. You can only distribute the ball so many times, but I wasn't a fan last Sunday, and I really had to get the taste out of my mouth this week. So there's a lot on the line here going to this game. If you think the Eagles are going to roll over, then don't be a fan, because this team is going to fight. If they fight and they lose, it is what it is. If they look better than what they looked like last week, which I'm hoping they are, the fans will let them know at Lincoln Financial Field if they're playing like shit. So that's what I think going into it, and that's pretty much it. I don't care what the injuries are. I don't care. I mean, just reporting it. That's it. I mean, I don't care what the injuries are. I want the Eagles to fight in this game. I want them to make Miami look real stupid. I know everyone's going to say they're going to put 40, 50, 60 on us. I don't think so. I think when it comes to the trenches, guys, going into this game, I think the Miami Dolphins trenches are good, but I think the Eagles trenches are better. You're obviously getting Lane Johnson back to your offensive line. I think this is the best defensive line that the Miami's facing this past year. I don't think they face a good defensive line this year. I feel the Eagles are playing at a high level right now. As long as, obviously the off-ball coverage is a problem, because how do you generate a pass rush? We're hoping that they can stick these guys, keep these guys, these routes underneath, and be a little physical. Sean Desai promised us that we're going to be more physical this week. I mean, physical with what? The defensive line, the blitzing, the cornerbacks. Are the cornerbacks going to be physical this week? You obviously want to make sure you want to keep Tyreek Hill in check and keep those underneath routes wide open. You don't want to play man-to-man press on him too much. You want to stay off him the whole entire game. He's going to get some. He's going to lose some. He's going to win some. It's just what it's going to be. So, with Jalen Carter coming back to the defensive line, Hassan Reddick with 5.5 sacks, which, he's been a few games without the cast on, and he's playing at a high level right now. Fletcher Cox, back, for the past couple weeks now, and, Josh Sweat playing at a high level. So, I mean, other than Derek Barnett, that hasn't really done much of anything with 2 tackles for the season. I think this is the best trenches that the Miami Dolphins are facing on both sides. Expect the Eagles to score points, and I expect this defensive line to get to Tua. I really do. So that's my game plan going into it. Get pressure on Tua and just try to win this thing, and keep the score down as much as possible. I know we're going to dislike a lot of things going into this game. We're going to dislike a lot of shit that we're going to see in this game. Trust me. I think it's going to be every game where we're going to be bitching about everything that's going on with the off-the-ball coverage and not getting enough pressure or whatnot. But some things to definitely look forward to. The Eagles know that they, these players know how they played last week. It's definitely extra motivation going forward. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about the matchup in general what you're expecting. Is Julio Jones a panic signing, or do you think like he's actually added to be the number 3? Or is it obviously because of Devonte Smith being hurt? What do you think is going to happen with him going forward with this hamstring? We're going to find out. But yeah, other than that, see you guys on the next one. Chicks up, follow, peace out, guys. Peace.